It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Golden State Warriors as they go up against the Memphis Grizzlies. And for Memphis, they drop the first matchup against this squad. They'll try to even the series in tonight's game. And guys, we'll get to see Freak play in this one. He was one of the bigger names in college, jumped to the NBA after 1 year. Shaq, you left early as well. How hard of a decision was it to leave school?
Well, it's never an easy decision. Each person has different reasons why they want to leave, financial responsibilities, just getting tired. In my case, the Hack of Shaq was created. I was getting beat up too much, and I heard my main man, Dick Vitale, say if Shaq leaves, he'll be the #1 pick. So I didn't want to go back, get hurt, and possibly.
It's Saturday night of the NBA for you tonight. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. Back in Memphis, the Grizzlies tip off the beginning of a homestand. Last time in Oakland, they lost to the Warriors.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them when you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooting.
They didn't challenge the shooter. They didn't defend it.
Memphis has gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Freak in at center. Curry is out there with Barbosa. Then there's Iguodala. Adams outside. Nice jump shot. Good. Adams has got 5. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. Grizzlies lead by 4. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And the Grizzlies, a team that's dealt with their share of tough playoff losses. But, you talked to point guard Mike Conley, and as he told us before the game, he still feels a championship is within reach. One big reason why not them is what happened to Conley. Greg losing him in the playoffs last year was the biggest. Did it just made them tougher, or did it really take something out of them?
Kevin, it's really hard to say. A tough break, obviously, losing Mike, and I mean that literally as well. But their problems did set them back, and maybe they can be just as good as anybody else, but until they are, they're going to have some issues.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And looking at what we've seen from the Grizzlies, what do you guys think?
It's all about the depth, really. The bench has been the difference. The bench play really has separated these two teams.
Yeah, it's been a huge advantage for them. Their bench has really made a nice contribution.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin the second quarter. Freak, he's in at center. Iguodala out there with Looney. Then it's Curry. And it's Barbosa in at the shooting guard position. Clock at 6. Barbosa with the steal. And now Curry running the floor all by himself. The score now all even. Curry's got his second basket of the night.
And that almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
And especially the fact that it now ties the game. The lead was about to be stretched out, and instead, it's back even.
Green with a screen for Conley. 5 on the clock. Drive by Adams. The Warriors pull it in. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And you don't have to go too deep into the box score to figure out why they lost that one. They just had an inability on that day to make shots.
Sometimes we talk about a defense getting into the heads of the opposing players, Greg, but that night they got up in their own heads, just got in their own way and couldn't get out of it. He tried to throw the spin move into his act that time. It worked about as well as you'd expect, Kev. That's not his game. That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. And the first half comes.
All right, then.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half. Grizzlies making a switch here. Lights checked in. Last outing for Memphis, they won that game against the Trailblazers. They've got Marc Gasol. Adams is out there with Conley. Then it's Brandon Wright, and it's Green in at small forward. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
So we see the Warriors get the win here. They came in here and took care of business.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan player of the game, Stephen Curry. He found his rhythm in the second half, and there was no stopping him then. He was locked and loaded.
I will say this about Steph Curry. There is no player in the league more capable of single-handedly taking over a ball game than he is. What I mean is, Steph Curry's hot. Is hotter than anyone else is hot. He can beat you with his feet, his mind, his shot. The only thing you can be sure of is that he will beat you.
This is what you love to see out your star players. He's the guy you rely on to give a team a win. Both ends of the floor, shouldering the scoring load. He was a joy to watch tonight, Ernie.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, I'm Ernie Johnson, and trick-or-treating door-to-door with me tonight are Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Happy Halloween, everybody. It's very
Trick or treat, give me something good to eat.
Tonight, it's the Houston Rockets as they'll be playing against the Golden State Warriors. And for Golden State, this is a team they knocked out in the first round in last year's playoffs, so they'd better be ready. Some extra motivation on this one. And the ghouls and goblins are out as we're hosting here on Halloween night. Oh, that is very scary, Shaq. I see you decided not to dress for the occasion.
Well, when you're 7 feet and as sexy as I am, you don't need a costume. Plus, I took my kids trick-or-treating before I came here. Ernie, father duties.
Wow. I just remember the worst trick.
Look, what's up, man? Good to see you.
How's the family? CC good?
Yeah, she's good. They're all good. Nice knowing you have family to have your back all the time.
For sure. You got to keep that support system in place. Make a big difference over a long season. Good luck tonight, man.
Thanks, man. Hey, you know we're taking this one, right?
Not a chance, Freak.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Trick or treat, it's the NBA. We're glad to get spooky with you tonight. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. It's all about the Western Conference. That's where the action is today as the Golden State Warriors get ready to battle. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Rockets team. They beat this team. Here's Barbosa. Thompson outside. From outside the arc. Good. Thompson's got 9.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. Warriors lead by 5. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And head coach Kevin McHale doing well in Houston. He certainly has a fan in his shooting guard, James Harden. Well, there's no doubt there's great respect that Harden is showing for Coach Kevin McHale, which is what you need sometimes as a coach. You've got to command that respect from your players.
You know, it's kind of like a honeymoon period. You know, when it's clicking, it's like magic, and you just try to keep it going. But it all comes down to the coach listening, sharing, and taking the players' input seriously. Kevin has that instinct, having been around so many great teams.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And from what we've seen so far from the Warriors, how would you grade them?
I tell you what, the scoring has come in threes for the most part here so far.
Every time down the floor, it seems they're knocking down the triple.
Thompson and Iguodala on the perimeter. Freak is out there with Jefferson, and it's Barbosa in at the 1 spot. So that's the group out there for Golden State. 6 to shoot. Thompson against Beverly. They get it back. Perkins. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. Perkins got 6.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
Kicks the Bruin to the middle. Perkins with the bucket. Perkins got 4 points in the quarter.
Excellent execution of the plan there.
Barbosa kicks to Freak. And the Warriors get it back. Back to Jefferson. And there's the 3-second violation. And the Warriors with some changes. And a pretty tightly...
Thank you, Kip.
And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween. Switch here. Freaks checked in. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. So on the floor for Houston. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Modiunas and Howard the post pair. And it's Lawson in at the 1. And Green gets it to go.
Not an easy finish right there, but a beautiful move to give himself just enough space to get in close and knock it down.
Modiunas a screen on Curry. Lawson kicks to Modiunas.
They're going to have to play really smart on defense now and defend without fouling because they're over the limit.
The Rockets have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts. The free throw drops for Modiunas. And so it's a narrow victory for Houston, pulling it out for the double. A narrow win under difficult circumstances.
Gentlemen, I'm here with James Harden. Congratulations on the win, James. And what did it take for the team to make the push necessary to put yourselves in position to win tonight?
Just being aggressive. I told my guys on the court that we had to make a run. And it had to be a good one. Defensively, we did a pretty good job down the stretch. We got some shots to fall and came out with a victory.
It was a decisive run, James. Thanks for the time. Guys, back to you.
Doris, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden. He put his team on his back and carried them as we've seen him do before. And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.